Work has begun on the Interceptor at last. Started taking things apart to fix some of the initial problems. I've decided I'm going to live life on the edge and just squirt some oil in the cylinders and try to get it to fire without taking the top of the engine apart. I don't think it's going to matter much one way or the other. If we're going to have to go in there, then we're going to have to go in there, but I'd like to just see if we can get it running initially without having to do any of that. So I took a couple things off. Fuel tank is off. It's very curious, this paint job. I mean, they painted it on the underside and everything. It's a very complete job. I wish the paint work was a little bit better than it is, but I think we're going to go with the green for now. I kind of like it. The fuel tap lines, of course, are rock hard. I had to slice those to get them off the carbs. I did take the carbs off. The slides were so gummed up. They came out. They didn't fight me too much, but that's why the throttle wouldn't turn at all, is because the carburetors were all gummy and gross. So we're going to get an ultrasonic cleaner and take care of those. Got my Whitworth tool collection all ready to go here. And so the next task is to remove the Magneto and send that out, and have a fella that I found on one of the British bike forums that does that redo it. It's probably not in bad shape other than the corrosion of the points, but there are some, I want to say, capacitors that are inside here that will age out, and they should be replaced. So I'm going to have that done. So I'm getting this thing removed, but I'm running into a problem with how to get it off. I don't have a shop manual for this bike, only the owner's manual, and the parts diagram and so forth. So there are 3 nuts that hold this on. One here, and then there's one way down in there that is completely inaccessible. And I'm scratching my head going, why on earth would they have designed something like that you couldn't remove it easily? Well, far be it from me to criticize the engineers at Redditch, but that's not how you remove it, turns out. There's a spacer here, as you can see, aluminum piece, that this bolts to, and apparently this is attached to the case inside the timing cover. And once you get in here, you can take that off. So we're going to take this timing cover off next so that we can get that out and be able to send that out to get it fixed. I'm also going to try to take this toolbox out so I can do some work on that. I have to get this broken bolt out. And I like to kind of go over this corroded up mess and make it a little bit better than what it is, and get that ready for the new cover that I'm going to have to buy and get painted. And also there's still some corrosion issues down here that weren't corrected, so I might wind up having to paint the outside of that thing too. I don't know yet. So that's where we are. There's the pieces of the carb still hanging there. I am going to take these off and apart. I just this was the easiest way to get the carbs off, was just to unthread the cap here at the top and take the slide out. So that's kind of it for now. So we're going to move on with getting the side case off and seeing what it looks like inside there. Well, the timing cover is removed, and boy am I glad we did this. I'm going to show you a few things here. First of all, we've got chain tension issues. And that tensioner is adjusted to its extremity, and I'm pretty sure that's not correct. I believe to tighten it, it goes in that direction. So I don't know if this was loose and moved or what, but that should not be. The chain was rubbing against the case. As you can see there, it's worn a pretty good groove in it. But more importantly, we had some pieces come out. I wasn't sure at first where they came from, but after looking a bit, it looks like it came from here. There are two marks or two damaged areas like this on this advance mechanism, and I think they're stoppers for the advance, or probably prongs or something like are here, but they're both sides are damaged. I have no idea how that could possibly have happened. That's very bizarre. So it's a good thing that this came apart to remove the Magneto. Now you can of course see the bolts here on the back, so we're going to have to take that assembly off to get at those and extract the mag from the other side. But this might explain why the bike was parked. So here's where we currently are with it stripped down this far. I got the toolbox out, and took the seat off. Had somebody request some photos of the underside of the seat for mounting on there, as they weren't quite sure how it went together, so I took that off. And I did it the wrong way, of course. All you guys that are experts on these bikes will tell me that I was an idiot for not taking that rear subframe off, because that's far easier, and you're absolutely right. Let me live and learn. So this is where we currently are. Magneto's off, and we'll send that out hopefully. We have to find out about that advance mechanism to see if we can get parts for that, or we got to replace it as a whole unit, or what exactly. I'll show you the toolbox. It's not in the greatest of shape, but it's usable. We already talked about the stud being broken off there for the handle. The inside's really rough. I'm not sure that it was painted with anything more than paint. I don't think it's Pour 15, so hopefully I can get that cleaned off. But the underside is never treated, and it's all rusty. And it's kind of a shame because the patina on it is, I hate using that overused word, but the top side has a nice, dull matte finish that would have been okay just to polish up and leave as is. But as you get further down here, you can see that it really needs some work. It needs to be repainted. So, inexplicably, this is the side that's bad. This side's just paint just peeling off of, but it's not actually, crusty. My understanding is that these had two 6-volt batteries in them, wired in series to get 12 volts. And I'm guessing that one went on each side? I don't know. I have to do further research on that. I've never seen one of these opened up on a running bike yet. And then we have the mag here, which is in pretty nice shape. I mean, these tags are not known for holding up very well, but that one's in great shape. The leads are looking good. The plastic or Bakelite looks good. But here you can see the spacer and how it attaches. Bolts go in from this side. And these are just studs that are in here that those nuts go on, so don't really have to take those off. So there we go. I got my copy of the owner's manual here, which actually has some instructions on how to deal with the timing and to set up the Magneto. Made a copy so I wouldn't get my fingerprints all over it, but it's a really good book. I think Hitchcock's has these available as reproductions if you need one. So that's our current update. I'll report back once I know more about the Magneto and advance situation, and we'll start working on getting this toolbox to look a little less grotesque. I think that'll do it for this installment, and we'll have another one here for you shortly.